Ryan Garcia vs. Mario Barrios is going down tomorrow night for the WBC welterweight title. Barrios being the champion at 147, Ryan Garcia being the challenger. Both coming off questionable performances. Ryan Garcia losing a Rolly, Barrios getting a draw versus a 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao. This fight is career-defining. Both guys need to win, and whoever doesn't, it could spell for retirement. 2 years ago, Garcia had one of the best performances of his career versus Devin Haney, just for the one to get stripped from him because he tested positive for PEDs, comes back a year later after a suspension, loses to Rolly in one of the most underwhelming comeback fights that was so highly anticipated. This event was hyped up like no other, was in Times Square, millions watching around the world, and hundreds of thousands of fans roaming the streets of New York City, and Ryan was terrible. He just refused to let his hands go. Even knowing he was down on the cards, there was no sense of urgency to get going. Kinda just let Rolly sweep away with the victory, and this was horrible for Ryan's reputation because coming off the Haney fight, the question was, how will he be clean? Because regardless of whatever amount you want to say was in his system, he did test positive. And him performing the way he did against Haney and then underperforming as much as he did against Rolly, it made a lot of people come to a conclusion that he is a dirty fighter. Now, personally, I'm not one of those people. I do not think Ryan Garcia, when he was 15 years old fighting in the Nationals versus guys like Virgil Ortiz, Devin Haney himself, I don't think he was using PEDs then. I don't think he is now. As we all know, mentally, there was a lot going on with him going into that fight. I don't even think he started training until a month out from it. So maybe the weight cut was becoming an issue. Someone had advised him to take some supplement, and maybe that's how he popped. Now, I will say, he is looking in fantastic shape going into this fight versus Barrios. And if you actually look at the side-by-side comparison of the final press conference he had versus Rolly and the one that went down yesterday versus Barrios, you could see he looks a lot more healthy, a lot more full, like he's wearing the weight a lot better this time around. Versus Rolly, you could have said, oh, he was a year out of the ring, possibly put on about 40 to 50 pounds during that time off as to why he may have looked so weak. But you could tell he's been in the gym putting on a lot more muscle. The only thing that really worries me with him putting on this type of mass is Ryan is not the greatest boxer. His biggest gift is his speed. That's what he relies heavy on. The more mass he puts on, the bigger he's going to get, the heavier his arms are going to become. He's not going to have that flashy speed that we've seen over the years. And yeah, it might lead to more devastating power, but as the rounds go on, he could get a lot slower. As for Mario Barrios, I really don't have much to say about this guy. I've watched his last couple fights and just very underwhelming, I'm gonna be honest. Like, decent enough technician. He has okay ability, but it's nothing outstanding. He has the size on Ryan, the height, reach, more experience at 147, which will play in his favor because Ryan's defense relies on him being the taller guy. You never really see him utilize head movement. He's just always the taller guy, so he's able to take steps back with his lead hand out and evade the punches that way. So I think Barrios' best bet is honestly sticking behind the jab, playing the outside game, kind of like what Rolly did. Don't get too aggressive to where you find yourself in a position where you could get caught with the left hook. Just stick behind the jab while measuring, keep the right hand close to the chin, because just like against Tank and Rolly, you got to make Ryan lose confidence in that punch to where he's just second guessing everything, like, what do I do? I'm honestly curious how Ryan's going to look at 147 versus a natural welterweight. Again, Rolly was coming up from 140. They both made their debut at welterweight together. This will be a legit welterweight that Ryan is fighting, and he's being trained by his own dad, who I don't know if he's an experienced coach. I know he trained Ryan a little bit in the amateurs coming up, but it is alarming because Ryan has left every single coach after tasting defeat, left Joe Guzman after losing to Tank, Derek James after losing to Rolly, and now he's with his father. You know, not to sound disrespectful, but is he actually being strict with him? Is he telling him the rights and the wrongs? Like, is he Ryan doing all these kick streams, kind of doing whatever he wants? Is his dad stopping? I mean, I see his dad in the background of these streams just kind of chilling on his phone. Like, is he going to sit there and tell Ryan, oh, no, we should train, like, enough of the kick shit, or is he just letting Ryan do whatever he wants, because it's his son, he trusts him? So that's what's a little worrying to me, although I think Barrios being not much of a power puncher, because I think Ryan does horrible against power punchers. Against Haney, I did say Ryan would have more opportunities to counter him with the hook, because Haney is a technician. He relies on offense, winning by points, rather than looking for the knockout shot like a Tank or Rolly. Barrios is the same way. I think Ryan's going to be able to locate the hook, land it flush. All Ryan has to do is throw his right hand, because even with Devin, every time he threw the left hand naked, he would miss, but anytime he threw it within a combination, he would land on Dev. If he could get in that rhythm with mixing his left hook up with other shots in his arsenal, then he would have a lot more success in landing it. So my final prediction is this. I think Barrios is going to be looking to put on a great performance. He's fighting Ryan Garcia. There's a lot of eyes on this event, and considering all the talk that's been put on his name in the build-up to this, very disrespectful, and like I agree, he's a very underwhelming fighter. I don't enjoy watching Barrios fight. So I think he's going to be looking to shut up the doubters, and by doing that, I think it's going to bite him in the ass. I see him applying some pressure, Ryan catching him on the inside. I think maybe we see him get rocked early, like what happened with Dev, and then he's just really weary throughout the rest of the fight. It could go to points, could see Ryan winning a decision. Ultimately, I just think Ryan's going to win. It might be by knockout, maybe the ref stops it after Barrios has taken too much punishment, or he wins by decision. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan got dropped in this fight. This is his first time fighting a legit 147-pounder, and Barrios has hands. I'm just going off what I've seen with Ryan's other opponents and how they approach a fight with him. Knowing he has that one punch and could end the show in one shot, they all tend to fight a little hesitant. And Barrios coming off a fight versus a 47-year-old who he couldn't even outpace. He couldn't even time perfectly at points. He's getting in there with a much younger, faster, one of the fastest in the sport. I just think Ryan knows this is a do or die moment. Even if he gets dropped, I think he'll get up, have like a Luke Campbell moment, and he'll be able to stop Barrios. But I'm not ruling out Ryan getting dropped in this fight, because you could have made the argument he could have continued versus Tank, but he quit. And a lot of that is because he is rich. He lives a luxurious lifestyle. Is it really worth continuing to get beat up when you could just go back to your $1 million home? But this fight is everything, so maybe he'll have a different attitude. I'm just going off faith Ryan's fully prepared. And honestly, I just want Ryan to win, because I don't really care about Barrios. Like, not to be an asshole, but I mean, I'm not gonna watch Barrios after this. I never really watched him before the Manny Pacquiao fight. You know, if Ryan wins, you got the Haney rematch. You know, they're talking about Conor Ben, maybe the Rolly rematch down the line. Like, there's a lot there. With Barrios, I really couldn't give a shit. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me your predictions. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.